How's it going, guys? Bring Up Platoon here, and welcome back to another great game in World of Tanks Xbox One Edition. This is going to be a crowning achievement for me in the Tier 8 British heavy tank, the Caernarvon. I'm adding this to the list of favorite heavy tanks in the game just because I love the tank. Yeah, it doesn't have decent side armor, but that's with any British tank you're going to drive, except for maybe the Chisel 7, or is it the Black Prince? One of them have better side armor than the other, but the 280 alpha gun with great accuracy, 0.34 I think, and then you get 220 millimeters of pen for your standard AP rounds, and then 252 for your standard, or for your premium APCR rounds, sorry, and then some high explosive rounds which do more damage with less pen, but you know that. So I'm going to dedicate this video to the contract of the Chisel. I cancelled it. Why? Because it's horse shit. The Stage 5 of the contract has become somewhat infamous already on Reddit, on the World of Tanks forums for the console version, and other such websites. So, let's just go down the requirement for completing Stage 5. The first requirement is to do 1 times the amount of spotting damage of your maximum HP in an American, British, or mercenary, medium, or heavy tank. 8 times spotting damage. So in this tank, I would have to do 1600 spotting damage. Okay? Doesn't sound that hard, does it? Well, when you consider that tracked target hit damage doesn't fucking count, yeah, it gets a little hard. And you can't use light tanks, so that's pretty fun. But I wrote a little something down. I'm just gonna read it aloud. Why Stage 5 in the Chisel contract is stupid. Oh, I guess the other 2 parts of the contract are get a set number of XP and get 2 high calibers. Those really aren't that hard. But moving on. Why Stage 5 in the Chisel contract is stupid. Light tanks are faster, have better camo, and view range. Okay, this is number 1. It makes using a heavy or medium tank for spotting extremely limiting. Town map? Good luck getting spotting damage in close quarters. Get Prokhorovka or another wide open map? Great. Too bad that a light tank zipping around the map is making it impossible for you to rack up any possible spotting damage because he's stealing it all for himself. Okay? That's point 1. Point 2. It forces players to use their tank in a manner that is not befitting to their said tank. In an effort to get the necessary spotting damage, medium and heavy drivers will drive out in the open to try and spot enemies in hiding, usually and inevitably throwing away their tanks in the process. Point 3. It puts way too much faith in your already potato teams. Everyone knows the teams on World of Tanks suck, whether you're playing on PC, whether you're playing on console, PS4, Xbox One, doesn't fucking matter. But yeah, puts way too much faith in the team. Do you have the perfect position to spot for your team? Hope they know how to shoot their guns, and you know how to hold your fire. Because any time that you do damage to the enemies, you're throwing away chance after chance for someone to give you the necessary spotting damage you need to make to complete that stage of the contract. It literally makes you second guess every shot, either to trust your allies to give you the spotting damage you need and add to whatever HP you have to make it count for the next stage, or where was I? Yeah. Or do you trust yourself for getting more base damage and hoping to whatever gods you believe in to not track the enemy by accident, because any damage, as you know, as I've already went down, any damage that the enemy takes while they're tracked will not count. Point 4, and this is the final point. The only decently feasible way to get this done is to platoon with other people focusing whatever you manage to spot. Yes, because that's not unbalanced or cancerous at all. A thought comes to my mind of shit barns, FV4005s, or Death Stars, FV215B183s, loading hash and just shooting whatever you manage to spot. They're not going for the contract, you are, and then you just switch and vice versa. because tank destroyers obviously aren't going to count for the stage because it only applies to mediums and heavy tanks. And once again, it's only American, British, and mercenary medium or heavy tanks. Just thought I'd throw that out there again. But yeah, that's not cancerous at all, right? Oh, that's just playing the game as it's intended to be played. Oh, really? To those folks who say that. Is it really? Imagine Imagine 2 or 3 of those players in a 5-man platoon are fucking artillery. Really? That's not unbalanced. Yeah. That's all I had to write down. And I'm sure there's a lot more things wrong that I could have put in there, but honestly, I just want to get this commentary done because, yes, as I said in the beginning, I did cancel the contract. I'm going to reopen it and re-enable it only because that it was honestly stupid of me to cancel it out of rage because now I have to just redo it again. And I do want the tank, but they really need to tweak it so that either the damage that you needed isn't just applied to whatever spotted damage you got, but also track target hit damage, because once again in my explanation, it's way too fucking limiting to only use heavy and medium tanks. Like, seriously. And if you're going to do it that way, at least make it, you know, still count when you don't get enough spotting damage per game. Make it like 50,000 spotting damage or something like that. At least then it'll count towards something, right? Like, you won't get a game and be like, oh, I was like 50 damage off for my spotting to get it added. And you have to do that 8 times, by the way. So I would have to get, in this tank, 1,600 damage, just spotting, no track target hit damage, 1,600 damage, 8 times. And that's a portion of the stage for the contract. So stupid. So dumb. But yeah, just make it like a fixed number, like you would for destroying a number of enemy vehicles. Just make it like 50,000 spotting damage. That's not hard. People can do that over time, no problem. But with the limitation of you have to do as much as a base HP that you're, well, you have to do as much as the maximum HP on your tank is. That's stupid. It's just dumb. It's way too limiting. It's way too... I don't know. I'm tired. I'm not very good with words right now, but in this game, I already have a phenomenal amount of damage for this tank. It's already 6th... Oh, sorry, it just went up. I have over 6,000 damage combined. Almost 7,000 at this point. In a Tier 8 British heavy tank. It's got 200... I already went down the statistics of the tank, but I love this thing. I really do. But, like, as soon as I start a contract, it's like, oh, I can only play these tanks. Otherwise, all my efforts will be wasted if I play any other tanks because they won't count towards the contract. Don't have this mentality, as it is very draining to have. Just play the game to have fun. If you get it, great. If not, and you really... Well, if you want the tank, obviously you're going to force yourself to play a good number of tanks that have the requirements for that said contract, or that part of the contract. But take breaks from it. Don't force yourself to play nothing but those types of tanks. Otherwise, a good amount of your morale? Yeah, that's the word. A good amount of your morale to play the game even is going to go right to the shitter. I put a really nice shot into that Patton, by the way. I don't know why he just feels the need to pop out like that, but sure. He missed this completely, and now I've got the Ferdinand and him to deal with. I get a penning shot on his quote-unquote weak point there, the top left side, or I guess it's his top right of the Ferdinand there, and the superstructure. But, yeah, this game's going to be a loss. I get a phenomenal amount of combined damage, and the Ferdinand finishes off my AT-15 comrade there, so that's very saddening. Luckily, though, I do finish him off in turn, and then shortly after I get raped by the ISU-152, who hits me. I think he hit me with high explosive there, I could be wrong, though. But, yeah, not a lot I can do against a full health Chisel 1030, which is sad, but it's true. Good on them for finishing me off, as I'm pretty sure I carried pretty fucking hard there. But, again, don't force yourself to play. Like, I almost had this stage completed, too. How sad is that? And then I fucking canceled it. 8,100 damage combined in a Caernarvon. They're a good tank. If you want to go for a contract, or if you want to go for a certain tank, and I'll just show you me canceling the contract, but yes, play the right tanks, obviously, to add to the contract, but don't force yourself to play them. If you're not having fun playing the tanks that you're playing, regardless of whether or not they're part of the contract's quote-unquote deal and prerequisites, just play other tanks that you actually genuinely enjoy, and then go back to it. Back to the contract. It's not that hard. And your morale will be better for it, and you'll actually feel like playing more instead of, oh, I have to do part of that contract again. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to play this game. You don't need that mercenary tank, and plus you have like over 100 days to get it. So, yeah, no worries. I bitched a lot about how stupid the contract was, and yeah, it is stupid, but with 100 and plus something days for the contract to be completed, there's very little doubt in my mind that you can still get it done. The spotting damage part, I mean. It's just unbearably frustrating, and when you're trying to get it, it seems to never work out. And it seems to happen by accident. The two well, only one of them was an accident. But if I had the contract still going, I'm pretty sure I would have at least 5 out of 8 by now. But, yeah, rage video, rage commentary, I bitched about it, I'm over it. I'll probably reinstate the contract. Hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay and the video. Hope you guys agree that the fucking contract's retarded. But either way, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.